back at UTMC. With me is Dr. Mallory Williams, and we're talking tonight about handgun safety. It's finally gotten warm outside. A lot of kids are playing in other kids' houses. A lot of people are just out on the streets. Why is handgun safety such a timely topic?
Well, it's crucial. It's vitally important because we're in Ohio. We're an industrial Midwestern state. We love to hunt here. And what we need to understand is that our children, as you mentioned, are in other people's homes. And them being in another person's home could cause them great harm if, in fact, there are guns that are available or not properly stored. And there are things that we can do to prevent that harm. So I'm here to talk about that tonight.
Okay. What are some of those things that parents should be aware of?
Well, the first thing that the parents should be aware of is, one, are weapons being stored where your child visits or plays? That's the first thing. The second thing is we have to teach our children about guns. And the third thing is really we have to let our children know that if they see a gun, they are to contact an adult and feel very safe with that conversation.
Let's go a little deeper in a couple of those things you mentioned. You said we, as parents, should be aware if there are guns in places children will be playing. Do you recommend having a conversation with the other parent about that before ever letting the child play there? Is that what parents should be doing?
Absolutely. I think in any home where your child would be, an open conversation with the owners of that home or the other parents is always a good thing. More importantly, I would say, is that a conversation with your own child about how to respond when they are in that situation where they see or around a handgun. That they feel comfortable with saying, I have to go now. That they feel comfortable with saying, no, I'm not allowed to play with or touch that. And quite frankly, I would like to call my mother at this time. These types of mechanisms that will be firmly embraced by your children can make all the difference in the long term.
And that takes some confidence for a child to be able to do that. It might be an awkward thing to say.
Take some confidence, take some practice, some role playing at home with mom and dad. But as well, we have to also feel comfortable having those tough conversations with our neighbors who may be gun owners and let them know the things that they can do. Number one, they should really be locking up and unloading and storing their weapons. They also should never store ammunition in the same place where they store the gun. And finally, they should never be storing the ammunition or the gun in a place where a kid is likely to be playing or having an activity.
How much do you see gunshot issues with children in the trauma center here at UTMC?
We do see it occasionally. These are labeled unintentional gunshot injuries. But what we know from national studies at the CDC is that each day, 9 children are killed from firearm injuries. And these are not just unintentional injuries, these are suicides and these are also homicides. And we know a great deal or percentage of these injuries are due to having the access to a firearm that probably that access should have never happened.
And in Toledo, we've certainly covered stories where a child's just been in the wrong place, you know, at the wrong time during a drive-by shooting or something like that.
Absolutely.
Always tragic. Well, thank you for those tips. Hopefully they will help to keep people safe. We really appreciate you taking time out from the Trauma Center here at UTMC. Dr. Mallory Williams, that is tonight's Talk Back.
Thank you.